Jericho wins, lessens the champion's chances of keeping the title.
And I know that would be Hardy.
Hard risk. Hardy, get ready to take a chance.
What would you do if you saw your opponent about to get seriously injured during a match? For these WWE wrestlers, the answer was clear. Forget the show and save a life. Let's break down some of the most incredible rescue moments in WWE history. In this video, we're going to look at times when WWE superstars became real-life heroes in the ring. From last-second catches to mid-air adjustments, these wrestlers proved that looking out for each other is more important than putting on a show. Get ready to see your favorite WWE stars in a whole new light as we reveal the moments they risked it all to protect their fellow wrestlers. The Undertaker's Tombstone Save. Let's kick things off with one of the most iconic figures in WWE history, The Undertaker. Known for his bone-chilling entrances and devastating moves, the dead man has always been a force to be reckoned with in the ring. But in 2019, he showed us a different side of his character, one that put safety above spectacle. It all went down at Super Show Down 2019, a high-profile event that had fans on the edge of their seats. The matchup? The Undertaker versus Goldberg, two legends of the sport facing off in what should have been an epic showdown. But things didn't quite go according to plan.
Taking the Undertaker's rest in peace. Undertaker with a right on the jaw. And Goldberg with a spear! A spear by Goldberg!
From the get-go, something seemed off with Goldberg. As the match progressed, it became clear that he was struggling. He appeared disoriented, moving sluggishly and having trouble executing his signature moves. Fans watching at home and in the arena started to worry. Was Goldberg okay? Would he be able to finish the match? That's when The Undertaker stepped up in a way that few expected. As he prepared to deliver his famous Tombstone Piledriver, a move that, if not executed perfectly, could result in serious neck injury, The Undertaker noticed Goldberg wasn't in the right position. In a split second, he had to make a choice: stick to the script or protect his opponent.
Goldberg just eliminated Rusev. Look at that! Undertaker flying out Luke Harper.
Without hesitation, The Undertaker adjusted his grip mid-move. Instead of driving Goldberg's head towards the mat, he held him securely, ensuring a safe landing. To the untrained eye, it might have looked like a normal part of the match, but wrestling insiders and attentive fans immediately recognized what had happened. The Undertaker had just saved Goldberg from potential disaster. This moment is significant for several reasons. First, it showcases The Undertaker's incredible skill and presence of mind. Even after decades in the ring, he's able to adapt on the fly, prioritizing safety over showmanship. It's a testament to his professionalism and the respect he has for his fellow wrestlers. Secondly, it highlights the real dangers that wrestlers face, even in a scripted environment. One wrong move, one miscalculation, and things can go south quickly. The fact that veterans like The Undertaker are always on guard, ready to step in and prevent injuries, speaks volumes about the camaraderie among wrestlers. Randy Orton's RKO rescue. Now let's turn our attention to another WWE superstar known for his lightning-fast reflexes and ring awareness, Randy Orton. The Viper, as he's often called, has built a reputation not just for his devastating RKO finisher, but also for his ability to adapt and react in split-second situations. One such moment occurred during a high-stakes match at Backlash 2017. Orton was facing off against Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. The crowd was electric, anticipating every move as these two skilled competitors battled it out in the ring. As the match reached its climax, Mahal prepared to execute his finishing move, the Colossus. It's a move that requires precise timing and positioning from both wrestlers to pull off safely. But something was off. As Mahal began the move, Orton realized they were dangerously close to the WWE title belt, which had been knocked to the mat earlier in the match. In that fraction of a second, Orton had to make a critical decision. If they landed on the belt, both he and Mahal could suffer serious injuries. The metal and leather of the championship belt aren't exactly designed for soft landings. Without missing a beat, Orton did something unexpected. As he was falling backward, he managed to kick the title belt out of harm's way. To the casual observer, it might have looked like part of the choreographed move, but those with a keen eye for wrestling immediately recognized the significance of Orton's actions. By clearing the belt from their landing zone, Orton ensured that both he and Mahal could complete the move safely. It was a small adjustment that made a big difference, potentially saving both wrestlers from a painful and dangerous impact. This incident showcases why Orton is considered one of the safest and smartest workers in WWE history. His ability to assess and react to potential dangers in real time is truly remarkable. It's not just about following a script or hitting your marks, it's about being constantly aware of your surroundings and your opponent's safety. This incident also highlights the importance of experience in professional wrestling. Orton's ability to spot potential danger and react accordingly comes from years of honing his craft. It's a skill that can't be taught overnight, but is developed through countless matches and endless hours of training. John Cena's attitude adjustment alteration. Now let's turn our attention to one of the biggest names in WWE history, John Cena. Known for his never-give-up attitude and incredible strength, Cena has been a fan favorite for years. But it's not just his in-ring skills that make him stand out. Cena's quick thinking and adaptability have saved his opponents from potential injuries more than once. One particular incident stands out. It happened during a high-stakes match at SummerSlam, one of WWE's biggest annual events. The arena was packed, and millions were watching at home. Cena was facing off against a tough opponent in a match that had been hyped for weeks. The energy was electric, and both wrestlers were giving it their all. As the match reached its climax, Cena prepared to execute his signature move, the attitude adjustment. For those who might not know, the attitude adjustment involves Cena lifting his opponent onto his shoulders and then slamming them down onto the mat. It's a move that requires perfect timing and positioning from both wrestlers to pull off safely. But something went wrong. As Cena hoisted his opponent onto his shoulders, he realized they weren't in the right position. His opponent was too far forward, which meant that when Cena went to slam him down, there was a real risk of a head or neck injury. In that split second, Cena had to make a crucial decision. Without missing a beat, Cena adjusted mid-move. Instead of slamming his opponent straight down, he shifted his body to ensure a safer landing. To the casual viewer, it might have looked like a slightly awkward version of the attitude adjustment. But to those who know wrestling, it was clear that Cena had just prevented a potentially serious injury. This kind of mid-air modification isn't easy. It requires incredible physical strength and control. Remember, Cena is supporting the full weight of another grown man on his shoulders while also adjusting his own body position. It's like trying to change direction while carrying a heavy piece of furniture, except you're doing it in front of thousands of screaming fans and millions watching at home. What makes this even more impressive is that Cena managed to do all this without breaking character or disrupting the flow of the match. He completed the move, the match continued, and many fans probably didn't even realize what had happened. But for his opponent, Cena's quick thinking might have made all the difference. This incident is just one example of Cena's commitment to safety in the ring. Throughout his career, he's been known as one of the most reliable and professional wrestlers in the business. His ability to adapt on the fly and protect his opponents has earned him respect from fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Incidents like this one with John Cena remind us that there's more to wrestling than just the spectacle. Behind the larger-than-life characters and dramatic storylines, there are real people looking out for each other's well-being. It's this combination of showmanship and genuine care for their fellow performers that makes WWE superstars true professionals. Edge throws out AJ Styles. Edge's return at the 2020 Royal Rumble is etched in history as one of the most epic comebacks in pro wrestling. After nearly a decade away from the ring due to a career-ending neck injury, fans were ecstatic to see the rated R superstar make his shocking return. However, the moment of glory had an unintended consequence for one of WWE's top talents, AJ Styles. When Edge stormed into the ring, he unleashed his iconic spear on almost everyone in sight, igniting the crowd with each bone-crushing hit. Among those who felt the wrath of Edge's spear was AJ Styles, who, being the seasoned performer that he is, aimed to sell the move with maximum impact. Unfortunately, in his effort to make the move look as devastating as possible, AJ over-rotated upon impact. This led to a painful and unfortunate result. Styles dislocated his shoulder mid-match. Despite the injury, AJ tried to push through the pain, but it was clear that he couldn't continue at full capacity. The injury was significant enough that it led to Styles being eliminated earlier than planned. The incident highlighted the risks these athletes take every time they step into the ring, even during moments of celebration, like Edge's triumphant return. While the moment marked Edge's spectacular comeback, it also served as a reminder of the physical toll that professional wrestling can take on even the most experienced superstars. AJ Styles' professionalism and toughness were on full display, but this injury would sideline him for a brief period, illustrating that even in scripted sports entertainment, the danger is very real.
Process.
In his first Royal Rumble appearance since 2016, AJ Styles faced an unfortunate setback when he suffered a separated shoulder during the match. The injury occurred in the heat of the action when Styles took a spear from Edge, who was making his own dramatic return to the ring. As Styles tried to sell the impact of the spear, he landed awkwardly on his left shoulder, immediately signaling that something was wrong. He stood up holding his left arm, which was visibly limp, a clear indication of the injury. A referee quickly got onto the apron to communicate with both Edge and Styles, assessing the situation. Following that brief exchange, Styles was promptly eliminated from the match, an outcome that was likely adjusted on the fly due to his injury. This incident not only highlighted the physical risks that come with competing in WWE, but also showcased the quick decision-making required to ensure the safety of the athletes involved. Speaking on his Mixer channel, Styles discussed exactly what happened during the match. He also made sure to point out that Edge was not to blame. Just so everything is clear, Edge did nothing, absolutely 100% nothing wrong, Styles stated. His move, his spear, everything was perfect the way he did it. If there is any blame put on anybody about what I'm dealing with my shoulder, it's me. 100% me. I was overbrothered, as they say. I just went crazy with my bump there. The only problem with flipping the way I did, the first thing to hit was my left shoulder. I thought I dislocated my shoulder. They wanted to get me out of there right away, but I told them, we can't do that. I can't roll under the bottom rope. That's not how the Rumble works. I said I'm staying in, and somebody's gonna have to throw me over. We made sure that happened. It is a separated shoulder. If you're going to do some damage to your shoulder, that might be the best one to do, because you can come back with therapy from this, Styles continued. I'm pretty sure that is all it is. I could tell you Monday morning it was very difficult to put on a shirt. To put on deodorant, I couldn't even reach across. It sucked. From Monday to Tuesday and therapy today, I'm feeling a lot better. I don't expect to be out very long. I'm betting on myself that I'll be back before they think that I'm ready. We'll see how that works out. The injury will reportedly not stop Styles from making it to WrestleMania. It will keep him from doing the job that he loves for the time being. Something that drives the former WWE champion crazy. I got work to do, Styles went on to say. It is one thing to be off of work. It is another one not being able to go to work that drives me nuts. Drives me insane, not being able to work out. I'm going to get back after it as soon as I can. No worries, it is going to be all right. I'm not going to miss WrestleMania. I'll scratch and claw my way there if I have to. My main thing, zero blame, goes to Edge. Although he has taken the precaution, it is still affecting the mobility of Styles. Styles noted that the injury is something he's experienced before in WWE. The referee's role in ring rescues. We've seen some incredible saves by WWE superstars, but there's another group of unsung heroes in the ring. The referees. These officials play a crucial role in keeping wrestlers safe, often in ways fans don't even notice. Referees are more than just people who count to 3 and raise the winner's hand. They're trained professionals who act as the eyes and ears of safety during matches. Their job goes way beyond just enforcing rules. They're constantly on the lookout for potential dangers. One of the most important things referees do is communicate with wrestlers during matches. They use subtle signals and whispered instructions to let performers know if something's not going right. This could be anything from alerting a wrestler that they're too close to the ropes to warning them about a loose turnbuckle. There have been instances where quick-thinking refs have stepped in to prevent serious injuries. In one memorable case, a referee noticed a wrestler was about to perform a high-risk move from an unstable position on the top rope. Without hesitation, the ref signaled for the wrestler to come down. potentially saving them from a nasty fall. Referees also act as a crucial link between the ring and backstage officials. If they spot something dangerous, they can quickly relay that information to the production team or medical staff. This fast communication can make all the difference in getting help to an injured wrestler as quickly as possible. But how do referees develop these skills? It turns out they go through some pretty intense training. WWE referees undergo specific programs to learn how to identify and respond to dangerous situations quickly. They're taught to read body language, recognize signs of fatigue or disorientation, and make split-second decisions that could prevent injuries. One of the most challenging aspects of a referee's job is maintaining the illusion of the match while still prioritizing safety. They have to balance enforcing the rules of pro wrestling with their responsibility to protect the performers. It's a delicate dance that requires experience, quick thinking, and nerves of steel. Referees are also trained in basic first aid and how to assess injuries. If a wrestler takes a bad fall or seems disoriented, the ref is often the first person to check on them. They know how to quickly evaluate if someone needs medical attention without disrupting the flow of the match. While we don't often hear from referees directly, those who have spoken about their role emphasize the weight of their responsibility.
A referee shouldn't be in business for themselves. You have to focus that your talents.
You came from the era when referees had a name.
It was great. They said our names a lot.
Did you work other matches that night at WrestleMania 18?
No, I didn't.
This behind-the-scenes commitment to safety is a big part of what makes professional wrestling work. Wrestlers need to trust that there's someone looking out for them, especially when they're focused on putting on a great show for the fans. Referees also play a key role in improvising when things don't go according to plan. If a wrestler is injured or a move goes wrong, the ref can subtly guide the match to a safe conclusion. They might signal for a quick finish or help wrestlers adjust their planned spots on the fly. It's not just about physical safety either. Referees are trained to recognize signs of concussion or other neurological issues that might not be immediately obvious. They have the authority to stop a match if they believe a performer is seriously injured, even if it means going against the planned outcome. This level of responsibility means that WWE referees are highly respected within the industry. Many of them have decades of experience and are considered integral parts of the performance. Their ability to blend into the background while still maintaining control of the match is a skill that takes years to master. Behind the curtain, the aftermath. Ever wonder what happens after those heart-stopping moments when wrestlers save each other from disaster? Once the cameras stop rolling and the crowd heads home, there's a whole other side to these incidents that fans don't usually get to see. Behind the curtain, things can get pretty emotional. After a close call or a successful save, wrestlers often check on each other to make sure everyone's okay. It's not uncommon to see tough guys who were just beating each other up in the ring suddenly hugging it out and expressing genuine concern for one another's well-being. These moments of real concern and gratitude aren't just fleeting. They often lead to lasting bonds between wrestlers. After all, when someone literally saves you from serious injury, it tends to create a pretty strong connection. Many wrestlers have talked about how these incidents brought them closer to their colleagues, turning on-screen rivals into off-screen friends. But it's not just the wrestlers who take notice of these heroic actions. WWE management pays close attention to how their performers handle potentially dangerous situations. Wrestlers who consistently prioritize safety and look out for their opponents often get recognized for their professionalism. While we don't have specific examples of formal commendations, it's well known within the industry that being a safe worker can lead to more opportunities and a better reputation backstage. These incidents don't just end with a pat on the back, though. They often lead to serious discussions about how to prevent similar risks in the future. After a close call, the wrestlers involved, along with trainers and producers, will typically review what happened and figure out how to avoid it next time. This might mean adjusting the timing of a move, changing the positioning in the ring, or sometimes even removing a particularly risky spot from future matches altogether. As one fan wrote, "And this is why I hate when people call WWE fake. Movies are fake, you still enjoy them. These people are literally acting, doing stunts, and putting themselves on the line on live television. All at once. That is not easy, That's literally talent and entertaining. Another one added, haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid some 2 decades ago, and now have a newfound respect for these performers. Not everyone can do this work and do it safely while providing proper entertainment. Good stuff. Sometimes these discussions lead to broader changes in training or match planning. For example, after a series of incidents involving top rope moves, WWE might increase the focus on safely executing and receiving high-flying maneuvers during training sessions. Or they might implement new guidelines for how certain types of matches are structured to minimize risks. It's important to remember that while wrestling moves are choreographed, the physical risks are very real. Wrestlers put their bodies on the line every time they step into the ring, and they rely on each other to stay safe. This shared experience of danger and trust creates a unique bond among performers. One aspect of this behind-the-scenes world that might surprise fans is how much wrestlers talk about and analyze these moments of danger and heroism. In locker rooms and during long road trips, stories of great saves or close calls get passed around like legends. These tales serve as both learning experiences for younger wrestlers and reminders for veterans about the importance of always staying alert in the ring. The wrestling world is also surprisingly small, and word travels fast. If a wrestler consistently shows great awareness and skill in keeping their opponents safe, that reputation will quickly spread throughout the industry. On the flip side, those who develop a reputation for being reckless or unsafe might find themselves with fewer bookings or less prestigious matches. While we don't have direct quotes from wrestlers about specific incidents, many have spoken in general terms about the trust and respect that develops between performers. This mutual understanding is a crucial part of what makes professional wrestling work. Wrestlers need to know that the person across the ring from them has their back, even as they're pretending to be bitter enemies. These behind-the-scenes dynamics also highlight an interesting contrast in professional wrestling. On screen, we see larger-than-life characters engaged in fierce rivalries. But behind the curtain, there's a deep sense of camaraderie and shared responsibility. The same wrestler who just hit you with a chair in front of thousands of screaming fans might be the one who saves you from a career-ending injury moments later. This duality is part of what makes professional wrestling unique as both a form of entertainment and an athletic pursuit. Wrestlers have to balance the need to put on an exciting show with the very real concern for each other's safety. It's a testament to their skill and professionalism that they're able to walk this line so effectively night after night. The real heroes of the ring. So what have we learned from all these incredible saves in the ring? It turns out there's a lot more to wrestling than just flashy moves and dramatic storylines. These moments show us the real heroes behind the scenes, wrestlers who are willing to risk their own safety to protect their opponents. It's pretty cool to see how quick thinking and genuine concern can add a whole new level to wrestling. Next time you're watching a match, keep an eye out for those subtle moments where wrestlers look out for each other. You might spot something amazing that most fans miss. At the end of the day, wrestling isn't just about winning or losing. It's about respect, professionalism, and taking care of each other in a dangerous sport. Have you ever noticed a wrestler going out of their way to keep someone safe? Share your observations in the comments below.